Welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. I wanted to do a quick video about how I got into amateur radio and just radio in general. When I was growing up, the AM radio was a staple in our house in the mornings, and it was just kind of fascinating to me because we could travel a couple hours, and at night we'd still hear the same station locally. That was back when the clear channel stations were given their license to broadcast at higher power, and get better coverage at night. It was really kind of a neat thing that you could still hear home from another state or two states away or something like that. Um, I remember every storm we had, every power outage, the battery powered radios would come out and we'd be listening. And then I remember Dad took an office position with the sheriff's department after he had first retired, and he got interested in a scanner. And he brought home a scanner radio, and we programmed it, and we're listening and looking over the TIN codes. That was before that county encrypted their traffic. Now they're digital and they're encrypted, as a lot of places are these days. But I did get a scanner at one point and programmed it with all of the amateur radio and the local service, and I didn't know much about amateur radio at that point. But as I carried that scanner with me a lot and listened to things, and I got interested in shortwave listening, and had a shortwave radio that I'm listening to the high frequency stuff. I got a little more exposure to amateur radio and the idea that, hey, with a license you can actually broadcast on some of these frequencies and you can contact people and talk back and forth. That was interesting to me. It was more interesting to me to be doing the long range communications than the short range. But at one point, I had somebody suggest, if you're going to carry the scanner around in the car with you, you might want to get your amateur radio license just in case you're pulled over and they see the scanner. They might think you're up to no good unless they think you're a hobbyist. And so it sounded like good reasoning to me, and so I started looking into it and thought, okay, well, tests usually don't scare me, and this was an easy one to study for. Went through the study pool and found a local club that was doing testing, and I tested into general the first pass, and I took the test the day that they were ending the Morse requirement. That was one of the goals I set for myself, is like I wanted to prove to myself that I could pass the Morse test. And so I did. I was the last one that this particular group of examiners tested on Morse and got the certification. But the guy was saying, hey, you really ought to study for extra and, come back another time and do it. And I said, well, when's the next time you all are testing? Well, next weekend. And so I went and I did practice tests, and the next weekend I came back and I think I missed one question, acing that one to test into extra. I don't remember much of the content now. If you ask me a lot of those questions, I might not know. I might have to look some things up. I crammed for the test and I got it. I think I've learned a lot more since then than I had then in my knowledge base. But anyway, that's basically how I got into amateur radio, and I didn't have a radio to start with. I bought a $20 handheld at the first Hamfest I went to, and I won a mobile radio at that same Hamfest. I got it a week or two later. I probably will say that most of what I know now has come more from experience than studying. And so that's probably how it'll be with anybody, that once you get hands-on and start learning, you really learn it. And so anyway, that's it. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed just a little tidbit there. Make sure to like, subscribe, and come back for more videos. We're covering a lot of interesting things. Y'all take care. Thanks. Bye.